Fergus Family Vacation, summer of 2022. We'll pick things up in Atlanta, where after an 8-hour layover, we finally boarded our 11-hour flight to Athens. Some of us got sleep, most of us not so much. But we were all smiles when we arrived in Athens on Saturday morning with our chariot awaiting. It didn't take long to find a gyro, and we met up with most of the gang for lunch. Our first morning in Athens, Christina and I took a running tour guided by the GPS on our watches, which included the Panathenaic Stadium, the original Olympic Stadium, and some other amazing sights.
This is unbelievable. Oh my. Ready?
Including the Parthenon, which we would get plenty of views of later. After our run, we checked out the hotel's rooftop pool, which had a pretty good view. We got to enjoy this view every morning at breakfast too. We then had a 4-hour guided tour of the Acropolis and the Parthenon with Evan and Monica. I wore my Giannis jersey in honor of the Greek Freak's homeland. Pretty amazing views of this structure that's been around for 2,500 years. After the tour, there were more kebabs, Greek salad, and my new favorite beer, Mythos. Monday morning, we boarded the bus that Satiri arranged for our scenic 4-hour drive to Costa Navarino. We finally made it to the resort, and the view from our rooms did not suck. We hit the beach first thing the next morning. We were mostly all smiles, but a bit stressed out about forgetting our passports back in the Athens hotel safe. Thankfully, though, Yorgos, the taxi driver, came through in the clutch. And here's a brief and very small Greek coffee break. On the second full day, the girls wanted to try scuba, and Christina and I reluctantly agreed. We all had fun to varying degrees, some more, some less. One of our guides called this the window to the Ionian Sea. After some more pool and beach time, we were all entertained by Saeed smoking the hookah at an amazing Lebanese restaurant, followed by karaoke. The kids knocked it out of the park, the adults, not so much. This is random, but I had to include a picture of Luca Mades. Back to the beach the next day, where the water was cold, but clear enough to test out the underwater capabilities of the GoPro. And after one more fabulous dinner with the whole group, sadly, our time at the Romanos had to end. The kids got along great. A quick flight had us in Bologna, Italy in no time, and by a stroke of luck, our giant American suitcases fit in our tiny Italian SUV. An adventurous first drive on Italian roads got us to Maranello just in time to make our reservation to the famous Ristorante Montana, a favorite of locals, celebrities, and F1 drivers, including local legend Michael Schumacher. I unfortunately couldn't make the Ferrari factory tour happen this time, but our Maranello hotel had a view of the factory from our balcony. I personally loved the two Ferrari museums, especially seeing the 5 modern Halo cars, including the F40 and the F50. And the girls were nice enough to fake some smiles too. After a quick 18 hours in Maranello, we headed off to Venice with a brief lunch stop in Verona. Some narrow roads, but excellent pizza, and of course, gelato. Another hour or so in Italian traffic and we made it to the Marco Polo airport. Dropping off the rental car and jumping in a water taxi could not have been easier. The water taxi ride may have been my favorite part of Venice. We got to traverse the entire Grand Canal on the way to the hotel, including going under the famous Rialto Bridge, originally built in 1173. The hotel was grand, but we quickly found our way to San Marco Square, just a few steps away from the hotel. We didn't have any formal tours planned for Venice, but we definitely wanted to see the Liberia Acqua Alta, where old flood-damaged books are stacked for unique photo ops. We spent the rest of the day taking sunny photos, eating, and shopping. And more pictures in front of the Rialto Bridge. The girls were stoked to find Italian versions of books that they have read at home, which they also happened to find in Greek earlier in the week. But all of our excursions in Venice eventually ended up back in San Marco Square, which again was a great spot for photos. And GoPro videos. And after just 36 hours in Venice, we were back on a water taxi to the airport. What an amazing friends and family adventure. We're already planning our next one.